Back once again. We are in the energy today of the red spectral moon, which is about cleansing. Really great conversation today. Really great people putting pieces together because that's how it should be with the collective, right? We should be bouncing off each other and filling in these blanks for one another. So one of the conversations was about the weather. I'm pretty sure for most of us in the States, it's cold as fuck right now. You know what I'm saying? And it made me remember how hot the summer was. And the question I had was like, what are these extremes? Why are we getting the extremes of these weather? You know, it's all temperature at the end of the day, but why the extremes? And the answer was kind of simple. It's because it's a cleansing, different kind of cleansing. This red moon is about purification. Here's an example. Even what I'm doing with my work, and I heard somebody, I had a conversation today, somebody else was doing it, finding things that you forgot about that you did, and then seeing how that's playing out in your life now. Let's just say you did a moon ritual in 2020 or some shit, right? Yeah, barefoot ground. Get you, you know, that's why you get an indoor pot with some jars or something. I'm thinking about doing that because I hear you right there. But you know, the red moon is going on, Michelle. Peace to you. Today is that spectral moon, right? And we were talking about it a little bit in the class chat. But one part about this is about remembrance, remembering the memory. You know, because we're still dealing with water, and we're still, you know, learning the process of how we can program water, which even gets into crystals and stuff like that. That's why I say when the caps start melting like that, the polar caps, there's a lot of frozen information on the planet that's going to come back. That side note, you heard it first, if not second, right? So this is your kind of day. You know what I'm saying? With that red moon energy, right? So what we're talking about is remembrance. I remember my grandmother's house and watching her in the kitchen every day and in the garden and everything. And I realized that I was already in the mystery school. I just didn't see it as such because I didn't realize what she was actually teaching me. You know what I'm saying? What she was actually showing me through example. Right? And the way she used to jar up the preserves, the way she used to cook the meals, hum her hymns, you know what I mean? It wasn't about the religion, it was about the feeling. It was about putting the love into her craft, you know what I mean? And being her favorite grandchild, I finally figured out she saw in me what she was already seeing in herself. It's just the situations were a little bit different. Yeah, right there, get that Dr. Pepper, you know what I mean? Because they had things that they had that we could connect with. Like I tell people with the dishes, you know what I mean? Only reason because the pipes froze in the kitchen. I don't know how that shit happened. Everything else is fine, but the pipes in the kitchen froze. So that's a heart thing. I gotta look at that. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say these are the ways that we connect. It's them reaching out because I was in the store the other day and I saw Freddie Mercury on the cover of one of these magazines along with Kenny Rogers, right? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Sometimes you gotta let spirit take the fucking wheel. Stop being so goddamn controlling. You know what I mean? Gotta let spirit take the wheel. On a journey together, you gotta trust that they're gonna get you there. You should be nodding out, getting your relaxation on while spirit takes the wheel, knowing that you're gonna arrive where you need to be, right? But Freddie Mercury was my father's favorite group, was Queen. So this is, you know, these are the markers, these are the signs and symbols that we're experiencing right now. This red moon is about the remembrance, you know, all that stuff that we kind of forgot about, old manifestations and journals and poetry, and you know, you might find pictures or you might even run into somebody, you know what I mean? But it's giving us a chance to clear and clean it all up. So if you have a manifestation and you're kind of seeing it come to fruition, it serves as a confirmation, first and foremost, of your power. And that's what's the difference right there. The pure of heart, the pure of heart, and the fool. It's about preparation right about now. You're getting prepped. We are being prepped for what the new world language, flow, what we can and cannot take with us kind of energy. It's just like it's like orientation right about now. You know what I mean? Come on in, have a seat. We're gonna get the past, i.e., high school, out of your system because now you in college kind of energy. You feel what I'm saying? We do things a little bit different around here. You know what I mean? The work is a little bit heavier. It's a little more in depth. It's gonna ask more of you. You know what I mean? And everything is gonna be that much bigger. You've done what you had to do to graduate to get to this point. You've had your summer vacation. You know what I'm talking about? You can run around and do whatever you want, but at the same time, you're being prepped, being ahead of the curve, so to speak. The pure of heart, the unicorn. This reminds me of the manifestation of certain things that have already happened in my life. But the unicorn represents those manifestations. It takes a special kind of heart, an open heart, to pull that kind of magic out of the forest where it is hidden. This could also be the shadow self being embraced at this time. And it's so important. You know what I mean? I'm all with love and light, but when I don't hear people say love and dark, I have a problem in a sense that I don't feel like whoever I'm talking to is getting the full picture. I can't have certain conversations with a person like who's still stuck on just love and light. What happened to the dark? Because subconsciously, which is the dark, you're telling the darkness that you do not appreciate it. Think of the dark as the inner child because that is the inner realm, right? Again, the fool, the child, ready to take that leap, ready to come out, ready to step into a new world. You know what I'm saying? That part of you that has been suppressed because of society's bullshit. Let's just put it like we'll just keep it simple terms today. You know what I mean? Because society's dogma. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and be the same motherfuckers behind the scenes doing the most because they understand the energy. Just we don't. But times are changing. You know what I'm saying? They have changed. Um, Part of the remembrance, I like to pull up a picture along with the readings, and today's picture was the beekeeper's wife. That's who this is right here. This was a channel message, somebody's ancestor down here. But the beekeeper's wife, in the tradition of the Black Indians down here, step forward. So I just leave that there because there's messages for everybody that I don't even have to say, and it's that good right now that we are so aware that when we see things or we hear certain things, they're already filling in the pieces that we had questions to. You know what I'm talking about? The Fool card, again, taking your hand off the wheel, make the leap, knowing that you're going to, I don't even want to say land because that's you might be on a cloud with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You might be taking you up instead of down. But just for the sake of the artwork, making that leap from a higher plane into the lower plane as Fancy is doing here. But this is more about that coming out, that jumping in full force, and really allowing spirit to take the wheel from time to time. You know what I mean? So if you're clear on what your intentions are, if you're clear on what you want to manifest, it's about this communication with spirit right here in that pure of heart energy. You are the unicorn. You are talking to yourself. You are only drawing yourself out of the woods for where you used to have to hide because of the people, shaming and shit like that, or that part of you wasn't allowed in a particular family dynamic or religion. But this is what that feels like right there, that this is the embrace of both halves, the yin and the yang, my nigga, and having a really good time merging back together. And then together, because we have the dog here, taking that leap. The dog is the intuition, is the guide. You know what I mean? What's kind of steering the ship, following your nose, so to speak. You feel me? The beekeeper's wife, well, that's another internal kind of energy. And it really is just saying to me right now to just be who you are. Because in that energy, you will receive everything that you need at this time to move forward in whatever it is that you feel like you're being led to do. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the day because we're still in blue storm energy. Anybody want a card? Now's the time. Look, the moon came out on the bottom. I'm telling you, that shadow, things that were once hidden, the truth is kind of it's not kind of, it is coming out. We've seen it, but how this is going to play out moving forward, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting ride. For a person like me, not knowing was my biggest hurdle because I like to know. But when I got into the energy of not knowing, there was so much of a surprise waiting for me. I'm telling you, when you let go and let spirit do its thing, it's 10 times better than what you thought it was. For people who use galactic activation portal days, don't be so selfish. Don't be wishing for the dumbest shit in the world, like the average shit in the world. Don't be, you know what I mean? Do something that encompasses that sheds the ego, because the Eagles lost the other day really bad. The ego. And then there's no, and the Dallas lost to the Packers, Mr. Love. Love wins at the end of the day. There's so many hidden messages right here in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? If we just take the time, and there's another fool kind of card with the Joker right there. Again, you know what I mean? Doing the impossible. You got the unicorn again. All right. I'm going to pull two more because the King of Diamonds, the value system, our worth. And look at that, Sophia, the wisdom. The protection of mothers and pregnant children. Of pregnant mothers and children. But don't think of that as what we normally think of it as. Think of it as the wisdom from grandmother, right? But also, this is protecting that inner child. This is making sure that the wisdom that we've gained on our journey of being, put onto the fire, put in situations where we got baked a couple of times, we got cooked up really nice, taught you a lesson, so that when this child emerges, this is the baby Buddha again, going back to the baby Buddha kind of thing. When the child emerges, has all the wisdom and protection that it needs through the wisdom, the value system. You see the value in the journey. You know what I'm saying? The value in it didn't make sense then, but it does now, why you had to go through what you went through. So now that you've gone through it, you've got a chest. Oh shit. We talking about them chest again? Chest is where the heart is. And I just put that just to show you how, you know what I mean? That's the chest. The universe brought that right in my lap. I didn't have to do anything but go for a walk. Get out the house. So it could be just the simplest things. Don't make it so hard, but it's really a time where we should be having fun. If not, just to see the old paradigm crumble on its ass with a bag of popcorn or blunt or whatever it is, a nice drink, a cocktail. You don't have to do much, but worry about, let me rephrase, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Let this energy emerge. You've got the treasure within. The heart inside the chest, the gold inside the chest. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because that parrot, I've been seeing that parrot a lot on IG, be doing the imitations with the music and shit. But that leads me to programming, because that's what you do with parakeets. You program them. So what are you programming your reality with this new value system? Looking forward with the telescope, you know what I mean? Seeing with the eye that's necessary to see. This has got an eye patch, you know what I'm saying? He's not seeing with both eyes, he's seeing with one eye. So it's very symbolic what I'm seeing off of these cards in this alignment here. And of course, the menstrual cycle, the 13, the Joker, taking things light or making things light enough to be weighed against a feather on the scales of my act. It's all metaphor. And then there's the dog again, dressed up as a Pekingese. All the cards just all over the place. This represents the realm that we live in. In the spiritual spread with the destiny cards, all the cards are lined up in order perfectly. When you get down here, it's like 52 pickup. You understand what I'm saying? We got to really, everybody else is in everybody else's places. This is why we have what we call karma, because you owe somebody rent for being in your spot and somebody owes you rent for being in your spot kind of thing. like energetically, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the lessons and the learning occur. Only a few cards remained where they were when they started the journey. You feel what I'm saying? But look at all this energy of just being the fool, starting anew, believing in the impossible, a jester who plays a guitar with broken strings and no thumbs. Where they do that at? And what's the card on his forehead saying? What is he looking at that we don't know? You know what I'm saying? Just a couple questions for you. The question for the day is, how do I release? This is the tone of the day. How do I release? And this has a lot to do with this archetype right here of Muluk, the red moon, the red spectral moon. Okay. So it could be anything. You know, this has been coming up a lot. I heard Dimitri talk about this, but Fireside of the Onions. I think about taking me a nice little onion bath tonight. But anything you can do today and moving forward, because these things are here not to just be for today. You kind of want to, especially inside of a 13 wave spell, you want to take all the tools with you to the 13th day. You know what I mean? So if we're learning this today as part of the process, that we need to focus on this after we learn about the hand. You know, red, white, blue, yellow. I'm sorry, yellow was the yellow seed. Yellow seed came to me last night in the meditation and showed me exactly what the fuck that means to be a yellow seed kind of energy. That is when you let go. That is really when you let go and let God, because the information has already been put in. Now you're just watching the fireworks go off. You're just watching the expansion. You're a part of it, but you're a witness to it as much as you are a participant in it, if that makes sense. You feel me? And let me say red, white. So tomorrow will be the white dog, and I've been seeing that. So this is just to get in preparation, because the white dog is about loyalty. The white dog is about the heart. Again, we're talking about the chest, the loyalty, and I'm gonna pull it out because you're gonna see something. Shit, I didn't even notice that. Nah, that's, I fucking love this deck. Love this deck. You're gonna see something that I saw. This is the year we're in. The White Wizard. All these have archetypes of animals, and that is what that dark side energy is really asking us. It's like, take a trip on the wild side, live your life. You know what I mean? I don't mean you hide up in a tree and just pounce on everything they go through. Use your wisdom, Sophia, right? But the same energy they told you not to use is the same energy they've been using to run this bitch. Where you at, sweetheart? I know you're in here. I saw you earlier. I was just staring at this picture, and I know why now. You'll see in a second. Where you at, baby? There she go. What do y'all notice about these three cards? That's pretty much the same, because this is tomorrow's card. If you said the dog, you're absolutely positively correct. Love and light is all good, but make sure you got some dog in you. Embrace that darkness. You got to bark, you got to bark. You got to bite, you got to bite. But it goes under the philosophy of self-defense. You know what I mean? Let a motherfucker poke the bear if they want to. Let them poke the bear if they want to. But we're not here to initiate that kind of energy. We're here to initiate something new. And if you want that extreme, just like these temperatures out here, you go right ahead. That's just not even an invitation. It's not even a warning. It's just what the fuck it is. But the dog, this full energy. This is tomorrow's energy. So you're going to be in this as the sun starts to wane wherever you're at. This energy will start to fold in. So you'll be feeling heart-centered kind of energy, loyalty, love. What is it that embodies that in our lives? How do we embody that principle of love and loyalty? You know what I'm saying? It kind of really speaks to commitment to the journey. commitment to the journey. And this is another example of remembrance because I remember where I was when I did this. I was in Starbucks on Roswell Road, over there in Sandy Springs, some shit like Sandy Springs. I was in Atlanta, and funny enough, one of my exes was a white dog, and this looks just like her. And I didn't know that until after we met. I didn't even realize that. So a lot of remembrance. There's going to be a lot of remembrance going on today as well, especially if you're in that water energy, drinking water, doing things with water, or just being in the flow. I don't care if you just pull out a notepad and you purify what you have in there. It could be 3, 4 years old, but it's kind of like picking out the best parts because you'll see how it manifested. And it's like, now, okay, we get to clean this shit up. Maybe there's a different word I can use at this time now. Maybe there's a different understanding I have since that time that I can add on into this pot of gumbo to make this shit really pop. You feel what I'm saying? So remembrance. Tomorrow, the heart is going to really start to speak. It's going to really speak from the heart. And tomorrow, what's today? It'll be Thursday, right? Or Wednesday. Tomorrow is the last day of the wave spell. Not tomorrow, Friday will be the last day. Tomorrow, this will be here on Thursday. This white dog energy will be around Thursday. And Friday will cap it off. Because that'll be the start of the new wave spell. On Friday, it'll be the blue monkey. And the blue monkey is about having fun again. It's about pure magic. It's about pure joy. So see how these processes really work with this calendar for those who are in class. It's all leading us to an understanding of the energy going on around and how we can infuse our own intentions and manifest through this energy. On Saturday, we'll be starting a new wave spell. And we'll have a class on Sunday. We'll have a get together real quick. It's never really quick. We'd be out there for hours because of the information in those 13 days be a whole lot, whether we know it or not. By the time we get there, it makes sense, right? And then we'll start the wave spell of the yellow human, which is about wisdom and receiving galactic cosmic information. A good example of a yellow human. Well, hi, y'all. I'm a yellow fucking human. This will be one of my wave spells. Not exactly my signature, but when your seal shows up or your tone shows up, you should pay attention to those days because there's like an extra juice in there for you. You know what I'm talking about? So it's about the wisdom from this kind of journey that we're on. And this will be the third wave spell we're going into, and then the fourth one is really going to be fun. It's really going to be fun, I'm telling y'all, because I saw ahead. It's always nice to look ahead, but stay in the present moment. Work with these energies. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, but it helps you see where it's leading you in the process, okay? So, yeah. Starting new things. Like I would usually go to Instagram with this, but I'm kind of, it's just kind of high schoolish to me right now, where this is more of the Ivy League here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So flowing with changes, going with the flow of things as they're supposed to go. You know what I mean? These winter months are going to help us clean out, purify, get you some fire cider, whatever it is that you make, onions. Here's my this is my March jar with the honey and the garlic. Here go my February jar. You know what I'm saying? That's how grandma did it. She saw ahead. She planned seasons in advance kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? So there again, that remembrance of not only your journey, but those who came before you today. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had some ancestor messages hit some of y'all right upside the head. Right upside the head. And be like, remember this? Remember that? Like, to this day, my grandmother is the only person who could walk out of a room on their own strength and call me Nikki. She's the only one I allowed. You feel what I'm saying? That's special because it's not because I don't like the name Nikki's, because it's hers. You understand what I'm saying? So really honor your ancestors today. The people, especially the people that you knew in this lifetime, as far as the contact, the having that experience with, and see what's going on with them today. Take a visit to the altar, clean your altar off. Purify the room, purify the air, purify as much as you can, because that's what these extreme temperatures are doing right now. You go outside, take a couple deep breaths, you will get all that shit out of your system. The mudra, both hands. You want this part of your ring finger and your thumb to touch. About 10-15 minutes, go out there and breathe. You will cough that shit right up. I'm telling you, it comes in bunches, so get ready for it. But and then get you some water after that. Get you some lemons too. And then, I got my banana and ginger shit here. Like, we prepared over here. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what the universe is really wanting us to do, is get ready for this new. We're not out the woods just yet. But we can definitely see. It don't look like that shit, that burning uh mansion behind us, so to speak. You know what I mean? That we was a part of. Let that go. Let that go. You know what I mean? It was never for us. Anybody want a card before we roll out of here? It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. Anybody want a card? We can pull it. I'll tell you what. I put the intention. These are ancestor messages of remembrance. So in that context, whatever card comes up for you, if you decide to get one, take it as such, because our intentions. One thing I don't particularly like when I do readings is people who say just do a general read. I invite you to not do that anymore. Be very intentional if you do have somebody read for you or pull a card for you. If you ain't set the intent, if they ain't set the intention, you damn sure better do it, because you can get anything from anyone, anywhere, and hell, I don't know. I'm just saying. Be intentional. So this is ancestry right here. Yes, you may get a card. I'll give you the top and the bottom. Interesting. Well, that's the death card. You got Inkwell. Well, there's that water again for you, Dre. There you go. And the King of Spades. Wowzers. Wowzers, the energy I'm getting off that card. One side of my body just got kind of hot. And it felt like a rush of energy just like moving. I don't know what that means, but it just feels when you get those tingles, you take a nice deep breath or something like that, the little tingles you get in your body, it felt like that. A lot of energy. I got you, Britt. Ooh, and the screen went blank. See my silhouette, my shadow. We're doing all kinds of stuff over here today. King of Spades, Drea, and anybody who's not familiar with the system, this is one of the cards that did not give up its spot from the spiritual to the physical realm. The King of Spades stayed right in its position. Stayed right where it was. And I think the 10 of, if I remember correctly, the 10 of Spades, the Queen, because they had the crown line. The 10 was up there with the 8 of diamonds in the... But anyway, this is one of those cards that did not move. And Inkwell, well, that goes into the writing and the memory again. This is a water element. This is a Jin or yin kind of energy. Take it as you will. Maybe there's something in the writing, because I tell you, when I pulled out all those papers and started going through it, I'll show y'all real quick. On top of all those chests, see all that right there? That's nothing but stories and all kinds of everything. And I'm going through and I'm picking out what works on the day that you're supposed to purify. Right there. But this is definitely checkers. Not checkers, but chess. I'll move it in a little bit because this got a lot in there. This got a lot in there. I did kind of the most with this. I didn't mean to do it like that. And come on. There you go. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 11 black pieces on the board, checkmating their king. I mean, there's a lot you could take out of this, but you could always rewind the video if you need be or take a screenshot, y'all. All right? You just let me know. All right. Next. Damn, what happened to the... Oh, I'm about to say. Cards just disappeared. That's pretty good for ancestral right there. I'll tell you that. All right. Oh, it's the most fun game in the world because a lot of motherfuckers in the past 5 years have been playing checkers with my ass. And I'm one of the people, I give you all the rope. It'd be the funniest shit to watch. And although I know I'm going to take a little small hit there, and you know what I'm saying, I might be not operating at full capacity or whatever. Never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. You got to learn to be stoic in those kind of situations. You got to learn how to have that game face where they can't read your next moves. Play dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? Play like you don't play chess. And watch how people try to triple jump your ass and say crown me and surprise when that knight or that bishop come knock them upside the head. Oh, talk about the ancestors, Brit. They got the veil. The veil. Now, this is a piggyback off a conversation we had to priestess about the play of life, actors on the stage, because this is very much a scene about being on stage, center stage, and all that goes on behind the curtains, all the ancestors, all the little moving parts that we can't see. And I shovel these bitches, but let me see. What is that? You shouldn't be there. Let me do that. I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna make sure one more shuffle, but this is what came out on the bottom of the deck. Again, Inkwell. Must be tied somehow to this energy today. And I want to get one more just to be sure. Everything got its fair shot up in here. All right. Oh, I like that. And the spirit of being in the flow. Talk about the usage of words. Absolutely. Damn, that's high. I like that. That's game right there. That's checker. That's chess right there. All right. Let me see, Britt. Let me get the one on the bottom for Britt, please. Oh, the white wind. This is about speaking, communicating. We just talked about the breath, didn't we? Let me stay right there. You can get the glare off of there. There you go. The white wind. It's twofold. Like I said, once you're in the mind of light and dark together and yin and yang, this is about listening as much as you talk as well. Just a side note. I should have just brought. I wish I had the canvas out here. I'd show you the whole picture of the veil because there's a lot more. It kind of got cut off in certain spots, but there's a lot more to this. Because you got the fairy realm, you got the animal totems, you know, the animal kingdom. Like everything is accounted for. Everything is accounted for. Well, it's one of those things, Brittany. I had this conversation with somebody out the class, and she was asking how to explain some of this shit to somebody. And one of the things I noticed in school systems and everything is that teachers sometimes come in with a specific mindset, a specific goal, or a curriculum. And most times it fails because they have yet to meet their students and actually listen to what their needs are. You understand, when you're doing anything. When I'm doing these, I have to. Whenever I'm doing readings, I have to listen. I don't care if it's for 10 minutes or 20 minutes to everything a person's saying, because one way or another they're going to tell on themselves, and in a way where they'll let you know what they need. You know what I'm saying? As far as what you have to offer. So now I don't have to spin my wheels giving a whole spill when they've already addressed one or two issues we can just pinpoint. This is an example. You understand what I'm saying? This is speaking to me is really about like trimming. Okay, let me get you set up. Shall we shuffle this bad boy up out of here? And past, present, future. We got 3 up in the room today. This calls for a major celebration. We're not gonna do no minor. We're a major celebration. We got 3 up in the room today. But that's the process. Trust the process that things are gonna grow moving forward. You think when it reaches 4 or 5, there's something that's been released to reach 4 or 5, then 6 and 7. You understand what I'm saying? Beauty of today is we really get to get that. I don't want to say a shortcut, but we're just trimming the manifestation, and that's why I'm getting off of this right here for you. Well, now my battery has 15%. That's 6. Give and take. And even in the offerings, sometimes you'll be asked to do, or in some cases, I know a couple people who are asked to eat and drink certain things that they're not accustomed to, but it's not for you. It's for your ancestors. But they want you to take it in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't eat pork or none of that shit. But the other day, I had a nice big ass thing of gumbo. And that had everything up in that bitch. But I tell you, that shit was so good. It felt like my whole soul was just been, belly rubbed and back massaged, because it had to be for my ancestors. A lot of our ancestors, they had they ate the pig, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get out of that mind state. All right, Michelle. I'm sorry, were you good with that? You good with that, Britt? I'll hold the card there for a sec. Michelle, didn't you get this before? Not too long ago? Was that somebody? Am I thinking of somebody else? Somebody got this King of Clubs recently too. And Yellow Star. We just that was the day before, the Yellow Star. The Yellow Star. That was yesterday. The elegance, the beauty, the expansion. It's like expanding what you're knowing right now, or you're being. You understand what I'm saying? It's something to do with the acquisition of the knowledge that you have, and watching it help things multiply. Kind of energy. Yeah, in the collective read, I thought so. So yeah, this. Your ancestors hollering at your ass. You know what I mean? They hollering at your ass. Here's a little extra juice. I'm gonna give you one more card. Oh, okay, okay. Because they told me so. Oh shit. But the proliferation or the expansion, the creative element, like the meditation I got for this yesterday was more like a vision. It was wild. It was just like how one thought can give birth to something bigger than you ever dreamed of. You think of a redwood. It came out of a a nut probably about the size of any other nut that you find, maybe a little bit bigger in the forest, right? But Jesus, the information and the expansion of that information to make a redwood or like a whale, like a blue whale or some shit, an elephant. You know what I'm saying? It all started with the encoding, the coding. Because we were talking about that, the coding. And that's why I was saying, I was like, you're on to something with this coding thing, because it's nothing but a metaphor for what we do naturally, if that makes sense. And this is just saying there's reason to celebrate or marking a certain occasion, being the first at something. Because in this picture, Corsage, this is her first time being pregnant, but the Corsage is like the first time going to the prom or going to a dance. You know what I'm saying? But it's like an initiation, but it marks a special event, so that could be a graduation of sorts. You feel me? Sheesh, that thing is hot. Cook a hot dog on that bitch. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into the king because we did that. And that's not. Yeah, yeah. It's funny because when I went to look just to make sure on the bottom of the deck, I said, "Hey, are you sure that's it?" And this was on the top of the deck. So again, the Fool and the Joker, which are pretty much the same kind of energy, just a different perspective. Yeah, you definitely are. There's something about that that's really going to help you with everything. Everything with that coding. You know what I mean? Even the nature of the way you put your question out there for a card. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like you consciously honored the energy in your manifestation. And that's what I mean by those galactic activation portal days, and the wording and the intention behind those. You know what I mean? I don't like to talk about those because, you know, maybe about 60% of motherfuckers be like, oh, galactic activation portal, $1 million enter me. And, whatever. Shit won't really work because you haven't figured out what you want to do with the money. What is it for? And that was what this energy came through kind of to tell a message with yesterday was like. You know what I mean? How do you multiply the shit? What is it for? What does it help to create and expand? You know what I mean? Because we're talking about being a star. I'm thinking in the ways of the sea, but the star is that the fireworks. This is the I'm hearing Lupe's song. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. And then again in the background is that water. For a lot of us, and this would be like kind of like the closing. I think we took care of everybody, but in closing, the thing with spirit saying let go of the wheel and then knowing when to take it, there's a subtle message behind that as far as our healing and our what we're releasing at this time. There's things that we consciously know of, behaviors, we've seen it through our parents, and ourselves, but there's a there's a special place of giving reverence for those things that we were not aware of, things that we weren't aware needed to be healed or fixed, and that is happening through the ancestry. You just have to follow suit and, what I mean, follow the nudges, but it leads you to a place where you release and you see how not only you're freeing yourself from these binds, from these low frequencies, that kept a lot of spirits trapped, but you're also releasing the ancestors. Not everybody passed on with a perfect slate, so to speak, or a clear conscience. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of stuff everybody will say they would do a little bit different if they had the chance. You know what I'm saying? It might have been some regrets, but all that is released when we release. So there's more going on behind all of this than just us. You know what I mean? Okay. So closing messages, the Emperor. There's that control. Now look at these motherfuckers. They both lean back. And this is the next wave spell. So free will, wisdom, and influence. Right? And the Emperor. These motherfuckers is both chilling. And Shango, that's my version of Shango right there for the Emperor card. So a lot of fire, a lot of passion. These are desires. But this is when to let go. This is when to take the wheel, and this is when to let go. Because in this mode, for this archetype, this is when us yellow humans receive. Again, with a foot in the water. Damn. And this is what I'm talking about with that yellow star. You don't know how this shit plays out when you're doing it, when you're putting it down on paper, and then you come back later and it has so much more meaning on top of it. Okay, so just take that as a kind of example of what I was saying about that yellow star as well. Right? The fuck? Can't do my own shit. All right. Hoo-hoo! Look at you. Influence. Influential. Influenza. How about it? See, that's what the coding is doing for you. You're cracking codes left and right. I love it. I love it. So please bring some of that with you on Sunday so we can have this conversation about what you're seeing because, like I said, we're helping each other fill in the blanks collectively. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, we're going to get ours in our individual. But like I said, the egos lost yesterday. And so did them boys. Felt the love, but I like that. Flow, yep. So get out there and get you some air today, and let go of the steering wheel for a little while today. If you go take a nap, just sit down and meditate or whatever. Just don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Let everything work out for you. Get used to that. Get used to things not being so hard if you're not already there, people. All right. Yes, you are an authority, but this is more about your signature. Your signature, the mark you leave behind, the emperor, signed, sealed, delivered kind of shit. Just as our signatures, yellow humans, blue moons, we leave an imprint because there's billions of people who've had our signatures. But how do you leave it? You know what I'm saying? What mark are you leaving? The emperor. All right, y'all. Absolutely welcome. I'm gonna check in tomorrow, and we'll dive into the flow of the dog. And I'm just making sure because sometimes I just be and then the monkey, and then we'll get into Ebb and that wave spell, and they're really gonna have some fun because the one following that is I'm excited for myself as much as I'm excited for everybody who's going to be in attendance. And after that wave spell, that'll be the fourth one for us, which will take us to 52 days. So you will have experienced what it feels like in a micro sense, the macro of your life and how the universe works with these wave spells, okay? And that's when I'll be opening classes up again. I'm not going to open up classes until 52 days is over with, okay? So just something to be aware of. Give y'all some time if you want to think about it. Join up with the class or you know what I'm saying? Whatever. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And look, I must have let something go. I got 4 up in the building. I got 4 up in the building now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, I love that postures are almost the same like that though. Okay. Yeah, let go a little bit today. You know what I mean? Let it flow. Let the day flow. Don't force anything. You're still in your authority. You're still in your authority, but how much is that speak to your own power to let go and let other things do what it needs to do without you being over somebody's shoulder, without you being hands-on. You know what I'm saying? All right, good people. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Peace.